ain't supposed to. Motherfucker come send their homework. I wake up this morning like this motherfucker say homework.
In the morning. I know. I didn't go to sleep till 5:30 this morning looking at all that corporate shit.
Oh.
Bro. Yes, I didn't go to 5:30.
This nigga serial killer now, though.
Bro, and it's like...
It be kind of engaging, though. It's fun, though.
And it's like, it's almost like... I think the characters is so much playing a good role that I be like...
Especially Big Twan.
I don't want nothing to happen to me or whatever.
Big Twan cool as hell. He be like, come on, Joe, we got you.
But no, what fucked me up, though, Big Twan was supposed to tell him what that girl did. Yeah. First quarter. He was supposed to tell him first quarter. But no, Twan was supposed to tell him.
I felt like he was, but he probably... I felt like Twan didn't want to...
No, you tell.
I know.
You tell. You my homie. I'm telling you. I don't
it sounds like you want to talk about this.
You want to talk about it? No, not necessarily, but we can, though.
No, it's you my homie. That's how you can tell we're true homies. I don't give a fuck if that break up our relationship. I cannot sit up here and keep that into my... That's one thing I cannot keep to myself.
Give him context, though. Give him context because we live. We talking about corporate.
Yeah, we talking about corporate, and when... Sitting up here just talking like we just ain't get on what's it called. No, I'm sitting up here talking about, the corporate where his girlfriend tried to come on to his best friend. And Jerry, you were saying he was putting the rock in the hard place where he didn't want to do it. But me, the way my moral set up, I don't give a fuck. If you're my homie and I call you my brother, my homie, y'all know about, I don't waste them terms or nothing. I'm telling, I don't give a fuck. I'm telling, cause I don't give a fuck if it break up our relationship. I don't give a fuck about none of that. That don't matter to me. Right. I have to be real with you, and I have to, because I can't sit up here now because I'm gonna look at her stupid. Because now you gotta make that decision if you want to still keep her around. You feel me? But I have to tell you, I cannot hold that in. I have to. I don't give a fuck if I ain't got no proof. Bro, she rubbed on the nigga belly. She was talking about she wanted me to come through. Like, I'm not, I'm telling.
She was wild. She was wild for that. And the thing is, like, she turned out, damn, I don't want to give out any spoilers.
That one been out for a month already, though.
Now y'all sounding like me. Y'all sounding like me. You know me. This shit was out yesterday, Joe.
It was?
No, I'm just saying.
A new episode came out.
Actually, it came out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That one? Yeah, that
so
one.
I got it in perfect time, right?
Yeah, you got it in perfect time.
A new episode came out like...
Man, go stay out corporate, man.
But the way the story is, bro, to me, his character is a horrible human being. That's a horrible human being.
Hey, sometimes you don't be having no choice, though, Joe. You gotta...
Bro, choice my ass, bro.
You wouldn't have marked the...
I had to break up with him. I couldn't go to no funeral. Like, we go to the funeral and all this stuff. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You gonna play the role? I had to break up. I would just had to hit on head and just let her catch me cheating or just had to break up with her. But I couldn't go through the same thing like this.
Oh, God, so...
He had to murk dude. I don't know why he sat there and played that game. He had to murk dude.
He had to murk every single one of them, except this next situation. I'm not sure how he should play it.
Oh, about with the girl? Was she not there?
This one just came up. So.
The one just pulled up.
Yeah, the one that just came out a couple days ago.
The one just came out a couple days. You've seen it. You watched it all the way to the end.
16. It was 16, right?
Yeah.
So what he said, should he go get his hair retwisted or go?
No, there was missing one there. Yeah,
you got one or two.
Yeah, one after that.
Don't tell me I could have stayed up 6:30. Don't tell me that, bro.
At least 6 o'clock. This one was like 35 minutes.
I would have went to sleep.
Yeah, there's some. And what you think about the content itself, though? You think it's intriguing? You think
I think it's something different. Again, for those who joining us, we got a whole 2 viewers. I think it's different, and we're talking about corporate, right? So I think it's different. The way he kind of switched it up now, where the audience decides what to do.
Yeah.
I think, that, because it could go either way.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if he even had some alternate endings.
Yeah, but do you think he's dragging this one along a little too far? Because like we say, we always, like when they have a 1, 2, 3, 2-part movie, you always be like, bro, you could have ended it at 2 and we would have been good. Has he drug this scenario, because this scenario going up 16, this part 16, of this scenario, because he usually do 2, 3, 4, and then he put a ball around to give a moral of the story, and now we move to another story.
No, I think he, at first I thought he was.
Yeah.
But then he started throwing little wrenches and, things to be like, okay, this is making it, because as long as you got people watching it and engaging in it, like if you can, he's watched the viewership for his new video was like 500,000 in the first 2 days.
Oh, I didn't
so
see
you
that.
still got people watching and engaging, want to know what's the, it's almost like watching Power or watching Snowfall. It's like, damn, I want to see what's next.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. As long as you can, me personally, do I think it kind of went too long and he can go into another storyline? Sure, Bartholomew could have went into another storyline.
I was just going to and the only reason I was going to say something, I was going to be like, Jay every day is for black people, bro. Because when black people do it, he gonna try to take off from them as he could. But if they on some crazy shit, I'm like, man, them niggas on what the fuck them niggas on, he gonna back up. Because let this would have been like some white shit, man, you could have moved on from this shit a long time ago. But it's black, Jay every day for black, all day, every day.
It's
I don't know what's
not
been every day, every
black.
day.
It's the city though too. So it makes it even more engaging.
See, that's what
You got the lingo, you got the little restaurants. You see what I'm saying? He's put other people
Yes,
on.
he has put businesses on.
He always
Yes.
put business on. I mean,
Yes,
like
yes.
he's done Wilma's 1,000 times. He
Drake
even
for
put
it.
Other Williams,
right. He
Oh,
put
it's
the
chicken.
he put the little Arab community on. You know what I'm saying? The one where they where he was selling the cell phones. He do the little credit. I mean, come on, man. Like I
Oh,
think,
there's a chain, charm.
yeah, Chime.
Chime.
Is it Chime?
Now you got me curious.
But anyway, one of them moments where you get your paycheck early, right?
Cool,
So
your bank account really fucked up. You fucked up Chase. You fucked up Washington Mutual and motherfucking Chase. You fucked up Bank of America. You fucked up Wells Fargo. If you got your money going them, you done fucked up a lot of banks, B.
yeah. So I think it's just fun. He's making his money. And I like also that he uses people from the city.
Yeah.
He's helped put skin bone on and things like that.
Twan been with him since
Big
day
Twan,
one.
yeah.
Big Twan is like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm gonna not do nothing to Big Twan. Big Twan better not ever get out of this.
I remember when Big Twan was on the skit when they was on like 63rd and Ashland, and Big Twan was whooping his ass. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have like a role. You know what I'm saying? He was just one of the characters. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
You get rid of Big Twan, I'm taking my subscription back and I'm not watching it. Big Twan is 20% of that shit, boy. You got about 80, 90. But Big Twan, boy, you better not ever take Big Twan off.
Big Twan,
You take Big Twan off, you're going to lose subscription.
Big Twan going around and testify. That's a rap for you, Joe.
That's a fact. That ain't going underneath the jail, Big Twan league, boy. He could have fucked your bitch and he could have sent your ass to jail.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's true.
Big Twan, a true one. Big Twan is a true friend. Now that's what you call a friend, a homie, a brother. Well, Big Twan. And Big Twan is a staple for a motherfucking friend. Don't be asking no questions. What we gotta do, Joe? Malone got kidnapped. All right, nigga, we gonna beat your ass over here, boy.
Yes.
Okay, what he say when he was in the restaurant? When her boyfriend, his baby mama boyfriend came down, he said, "Well, okay, what you did? What motherfucker disarmed you and let you beat your ass."
Bro, so as far as what I think he did was he decided when Black Chicago Be Like Part 104, that was when he decided to go along and make it an official continuous story.
Okay.
Now, to your point, I think Black Chicago Be Like should have been its own title, its own separate title, because Black Chicago Be Like Part 104 Part 1. And then the separate story was Black Chicago Be Like whatever part whatever. So it's kind of two separate stories going on at the same time. So I think he should have just made this whole series one continuous story under its own name. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, bro, I'm intrigued.
Me too, man.
Look, I was mad. Corporate, I'm apologizing. Because, boy, I had stopped watching you about like part 12. No, part 11, part 12. Run that up.
That's after watching your ass for 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. No, it wasn't that. It was, I was real busy. Group chat came in. My homie Jerry Day said some things. Boy, I'm watching it tonight. Do you know? I don't stay up, nigga, for nobody. At no 6. If I'm staying up 6, we on the game with the fellas. But for to watch a show, I don't do that, bro. I'm not that invested in nobody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I stayed up to 5:30 this morning, catching up on all your shit, nigga, and I'm still missing 2 episodes they just told me. I'm hot. I could have stayed up to 6:37 and just didn't go to sleep.
This shit better than some Power, Joe. Like he be.
And then you know what make it so much better? The nigga put out like one episode of money. You be bad. You be waiting. We be sitting there talking about this like, man, when this nigga gonna drop his episode?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good if you waiting one episode a month.
And it's good because also it kind of puts it kind of puts a positive, even though he's going through certain situations, kind of puts a positive light on Chicago.
Yes, he
You know
do.
what I mean? It takes a different spin from the regular, what Chicago's
Shooting
been
up, bang bang, and all that stuff.
ostracized over the past 10, 15 years, close to 15 years, is that, Chicago is this, this drill city. Of course, we have our problems like any other city, but it's good to kind of take a different direction, kind of see the playful side, everything outside of maybe the north side and downtown. We got other spots within the city that you can go eat, especially if you're a local yourself, and that you can eat and enjoy and patronize. So I do appreciate that.
I'm definitely interested in Jerk 48 solely because of him.
They got one out west. If you ever
It ain't the
decide.
same though. I don't think it's really like the one out south though.
Hmm?
Because the one out south is like the original one.
Yeah.
And it's like, the original ones be like they be that.
Absolutely. Well, you gotta go where you're comfortable, because some West Siders, they don't want to go out west. I mean, they don't want to come out south, and some South Siders, they don't want to come out west. And that's the thing, is that corporate being also a South Sider, he even shows love to West Side.
Yeah.
He shows love to the
East Side.
North Side,
He show love
suburbs,
yeah.
right? What is the cupcake place over there in Elmhurst?
Yeah,
I'm
Elmhurst.
probably gonna get my wedding cake from them.
Right. See.
They got some good ass cupcakes.
Right. So I mean, that's what we need as a community, of so-called black people. This is what we need. This is what we need in order for us to, move and progress forward.
Yeah.
But then another thing too is he showed perspective of how sometimes some of these young people end up in the situation that they end up in too. He shows a lot of like real life with a little bit of fiction too, like how motherfuckers end up with a pipe, how motherfuckers end up in situations like this, how people end up going to jail for a murder or something like that, how people end up doing this and this and that. It's like real life mixed with some of fiction, and it's some fiction and stuff to it too. But this is how it's so small in this world. Like, how the hell you kill your girlfriend's brother?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nigga, you ain't meet the family?
Mm-hmm.
How you ain't meet her family?
He wasn't there.
Yeah, he ain't care.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but that shows how twisted this world is, how complex it can be, and how small of a world we really live in when we think we don't, as well.
That's true.
I seen a blooper, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I think it was on Instagram. It was this episode after the last one you saw with the cupcakes.
Okay.
So.
Damn, y'all keep making me. I don't want to talk about it no more because I couldn't watch the episode, bro. And I'm really, I'm mad. I'm kind of mad. I stayed up to 5:30. And I could have been able to stay up to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I just said fuck it.
It was basically a blooper where I don't know. It was an earlier episode. One of my favorite episodes.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
When
That was a blooper.
Yeah, my bad.
yeah, it was an episode when he was going down some stairs. It was snowy outside. He was going down some stairs and he slipped on the snow.
Yeah.
It was an early episode.
No, you know what he was doing? You don't know what he was doing, did you?
What?
It was a video that came out of Meek Mill slipping down his family stairs, and that's what he was copying.
Was it? Because I remember him saying that he actually slipped. Like it was.
But he probably was making fun of Meek Mills too. Double entendre.
But at the end of that video, the father came in the house and then the father walked in the bathroom and started, boo-booing.
Oh, when he spotted, was that one when he was like...
Yeah, the father was like, what's that sound? Or like he checked in the tub, and then it showed like the father didn't see corporate was in the bathroom because he was on top of the... Like he was hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, that was really early. I remember that one.
Right, that was really, really early.
Okay, we're going to move on because I know we're talking about this a lot. But the funniest
fire
part...
stuff,
I know,
man.
it is. I'm not tripping on that. The fireest part, though, bro. How the hell you underneath the bed while your baby mama get her cheeks clean? I was on the floor. I'm like, bro, you in there seeing this man PTSD draws. This man up in that shit good.
He say, dude, he a pipe on it. You know what I'm saying?
He had 2 pipes on.
Yeah, 2 pipes on. He's supposed to grab that nigga by the ankles and put the beat bops on him or something.
No,
I'm talking about early in the game. Ain't even feeling beat none of that.
Oh, you would have came up from the real quick?
I wouldn't have been under the bed. I would have had pipes. So I don't know what he doing.
Right.
First of all,
this is my baby mama.
Yeah.
And you got me hiding in the room.
But what he's supposed to do was when she say her boyfriend's coming over, all right, I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna rap. I'll leave. Call me later or whatever like that. I'm gonna go ahead and go out the back door while he coming in the front. I'm not gonna be upstairs in the house because you don't know what can happen at that point. Yeah. Like he say, the nigga came in on some more shit. Nigga want to suppress.
Yeah.
So what you supposed to do? She supposed to tell him no, that's her band. So now you in that even though
she was supposed to play that a little better though. She was supposed talking about. He's talking about what room is this? I ain't never been in there. Let's do it in this one. Like.
No, let's go to our room.
Yeah, no, she's supposed to play that just a lot better than that.
I like how it's playing out there.
No, it was cool. I mean, because it makes it engaging and stuff like that. But it's just like, cause play it a little better than that. This is gonna be when he jammed him up. He could have got killed.
Man called the man a Jamaican. What he called him a Jamaican something when he got hit by the wheelchair. The wheelchair.
Oh, the wheelchair.
Yeah, on top of the car, he was heating everybody that walked up.
Yeah. That's why his ass was left there. We're talking about corporate again for everybody, you know.
YouTube corporate business. BIDNESS and corporate with the K.
But if I should just, I know we don't really like promote people, but I'll just put a link at the end of the bio.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, you from Chicago, man.
For those who aren't from Chicago.
Yeah, who ain't from Chicago who don't know. This is the lingo. You want to know about Chicago lingo, go look at corporate. Corporate tell you about all Chicago lingo. Do I agree with a lot of the lingo? No, but it's the lingo.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? I don't talk like that. I don't agree with a lot of that shit, but it's in Chicago.
Like when he basically mumbles "F you" talking about
fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, is that fuck you mean? Or
that's DC Young Fly. No, all phone and grade. That's what he's phone and grade.
Okay, since we're talking about baby mamas and wives and girlfriends and stuff, I got a question for you guys. Yeah. We've been talking about this all week. Been talking about a lot of people. Okay. You remember what we were talking about?
I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I'm blurry sometimes.
Yeah. So
I'm off my dad now, so I'm back drinking that bullshit. So you get blurry when you get that bullshit.
Okay. You and your wife go to a concert.
Okay. Oh, okay. I remember this one.
You and your wife go to a concert. We're gonna say Chris Brown, Tank. Who was the other? A couple more to go.
Trey Songz.
You know, the little nasty, freaky motherfucking R&B singers. Y'all in the front row.
Yeah.
He points your girl out to come on the stage. Should she go on the stage? What should she do?
No.
No? Okay.
Because typically what happens on stage is they I was gonna say insinuate, but they mock some sort of sexual situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see any other reason why you would put her on stage unless that was your intent.
Mm-hmm.
So no.
What you say, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, me like we wouldn't be in the front row, so that's that.
Oh, that's that?
Yeah, that's that. Like, I mean, if she decided that she wanted to go up there, like I say, I'm not one to, and it sounds like I'm skating around this answer, but personally, I wouldn't have bought tickets to be in the front row. Now, I like I said, what I was telling you guys, I think it's borderline disrespectful for her to go up there.
Hey, JJ, how you doing?
Hey, Jolanda, how you doing?
What's up, JJ? I think it's borderline disrespectful if she goes up there, because if I were to go up there, if it happened to be Sierra, Nicki Minaj, or any one of these little freak chicks,
one of these little freak chicks?
Yeah, I'm sure I get the look, you know what I'm saying, some little sideways look or something, you know, it wouldn't be a pleasant ride home.
Motherfucker be like, I want a divorce.
Yeah. Right? So, I mean, I think, you know, when you're in a relationship, and that's essentially why you wouldn't be in the front row in general. To me, it's like, front row is for maybe leave it for the single people or something. Be a couple rows back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it was me and it was up to me, we up in the bleeds with the binoculars.
You see
what I'm saying? Yeah. Pull out your glasses. Yeah.
Hey,
so that's how we coming.
Y'all know Keisha?
Hey, Keisha. Yeah, that's my wife. I know that.
Hey, Keisha. Wait. Hey, Mrs. Everyday.
Mrs. Everyday.
Yeah, Mrs. Everyday. But I'm on the same thing as y'all. But people think I was overreacting when I said, you can go on stage, but you're just not with me.
Yeah.
Like, we divorced, we single, we whatever. We need to find out how we're going to divvy in these assets because we're not together no more. Because first of all, You shouldn't. First of all, you shouldn't even be asking to go up there and do all that anyway. That's kind of a form of disrespect to me. Because even though that's a celebrity, that's whoever you want to be. Most people told me, "Oh, you ain't gonna see that person no more. You know, that's just a one-time thing." All right, then. So if I go fuck April down the street, I ain't gonna see her no more. I ain't gonna see her no more. Does that mean it's okay?
And I think in comparison with those two situations, right, like her going on stage versus a man smashing a chick, right? I think that I'm not trying to belittle your point or
No,
anything.
okay, I knew you was gonna say that. Go ahead.
But I think somebody gonna hate me for this one. I think her going on stage is worse because the whole world is gonna see that.
I'm with you on that.
People have their phones out.
It's
right?
on social media.
So if it just so happens that whatever a dude go and smashes a chick and then it's found out that happened, unless this dude is a celebrity or something, it's only going to be a couple handfuls of people that know about it.
But I can just take the smashing out. I can take it to she go on stage to me going on a date or something with another female.
Yeah.
And a lot of women was talking about, oh, that's a one-time thing. I'm not going to see the celebrity no more. And I'm like, I just kept telling people, so celebrities get to do what the fuck they want to do because they got money and they're celebrities. That's exactly what you're trying to say. Because you're saying that, I won't see this person no more. And this, that, and the third. So just because he's a celebrity, he get to take my girl on stage and do what the fuck he want to do with it. And then we in a relationship. Dog, relationships are built on you can't do what the fuck you want to do. Because if you want to still do what you want to do, you would not be in a relationship.
JJ said, sorry I'm late, it's family day, but I'm going to try to tune in. Hey, family first.
Facts.
JJ said, baby, you sing.
But it's I don't get how, just because a lot of women was like, oh, it's a celebrity, you're not going to never see him again, you're not going to do this.
He bleed like I bleed. Fuck that
It's
nigga.
still a man. What the fuck is y'all trying? He still got the same body parts I got. It is a man at the end of the day. That's it.
If you're going to be groupie for somebody, be groupie for me.
For me, yeah.
Don't be groupie for nobody else. I mean, you wouldn't want me
But
to...
that's just that shit was like, when did we get in relationships and do what the fuck we want to do? So if we can do what we want to do and you can go up there and be with another man, why I can't go be with other women? We get in relationships, we can't do what we want to do no more. And if I deem that that's disrespectful, it's disrespectful. It's like, it's some things that you deem disrespectful. I wouldn't say they're disrespectful, but you said it, so we can't do it. It's just as simple as that. But,
I think there's this, the mantra goes, girls just want to have fun and guys just want to get some. So that's what they're looking at. They may not know that they're looking at that situation. They think they're going on stage, like you were just saying, it's like a once in a lifetime situation. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. They don't mean anything by it. You know, you're never gonna get to do that again. Well, okay, but you know, your 3 minutes or 30 seconds of fun, you gotta come back to me after that.
No, you
gotta go home.
No.
Well, if
hey, boy, I hope you drove, cause boy, Uber gonna be a bitch trying to get out of that motherfucker stadium with that motherfucker with all that traffic.
That's my cousin, man. She say, okay, I have one more day in town before I go back home. When should I get my final meal? What do you guys suggest?
I don't know.
Where has she not been? Because that's the key point.
Shit, I mean,
Jeffrey, they know all the stuff.
She's from Chicago. She live out west in Seattle. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, it depends on what you've already had.
It depends. It's kind of depending on if she want to be a fancy day, if she want to be a low key day, she want to go get like some decent fried chicken or something like that. It depends on all the type of day she want to have.
Get 48.
Get some Northern Popeyes.
Upscale
Popeyes.
Go get some upscale Popeyes. She said, "This is my type of topic."
They just said it's my type of topic. Yeah. What, celebrities?
No, I guess you're talking about you doing what you want to do. I guess probably in a sense of saying.
Yeah.
But so how do you? Welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi Podcast. Welcome, constituents, to another episode of the KNoWKi Podcast. It's your man, Spaces.
Hey, this your boy Mo.
It's Jay every day.
How was your last week, man? How was your last
blessing,
week?
man?
Hey, blessing, man. I'm still here, boy. I be blessed just to wake up, go to work, do all that, got my limbs. I'm blessed, bro. I ain't can't nobody tell me different. I am straight up and down, all the way around blessed. Even if I only got a couple dollars in my bank account, because, you know, bills started to come out. Then I had to pay for some things, so I got like $2, $3. I'm cool, though.
Yeah.
I'm good. Buy me a bottle of water and go home.
About you, Jay, every day?
Oh, man, this has been great, man. I don't have anything. The kids are, I think they're on vacation this week, I think.
Spring break?
Spring break. Yeah, that's what it is.
Start Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, but mine just got off. Mine just was on last week. So mine going back.
Yeah, I got a day off or something in the middle of the week, but last week was cool, you know. Can't complain. Nothing happened specifically. You know, just breathing some of that good air.
Jolanda say no, the whole topic.
No, the whole topic within itself. Oh, okay.
Okay, we feel that, Jolanda.
Got you. I know what you mean. My last, bro, I saw John Wick yesterday.
The fourth one already came out?
Yeah.
You want to go
Bro,
first?
hey, man, chill out, man.
you want to watch it?
Chill out. I didn't know it came out. I thought it was coming out in May.
No, it came out last week. Me and my son was here.
You saw it?
Y'all
motherfuckers.
No, that's just me and my son. That's just me and my son.
John Wick. Well, I thought it was coming out in May.
You gonna be mad at? No, I'm not. Let me stop. Just go watch it, and we'll talk about it next
They
week.
didn't do no 007 shit. Do y'all watch 007?
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
All right, never mind then. But
I'm not going to spoil because you know I don't do spoilers.
Yeah.
I will
And this
say.
the one time Jerry Day actually got mad though. You say, "Hey man, chill out, watch out, man! You ain't right, never seen it."
I would have watched it in theaters. It's like nobody's talking about it or something.
No, it sure wasn't.
Oh man, I seen a lot of
And
people.
I thought it was called. I literally thought it was coming out in May.
No, it came out last week because me and my son went to go see it Thursday. No, whenever I was off Thursday.
It came out.
I'm disappointed.
Week before last.
Yeah.
Because it came out while I was on vacation.
All right, man.
So we're gonna go see it today.
I want to see it. I'll probably see it some maybe when.
Okay, bet we'll talk about it next week.
All right,
Quick conversation. I'm gonna say that.
Again, I'm not gonna say any spoilers. I will say, for me, the greatest action movie of all time.
That one?
For me,
that one right there?
John Wick 4.
Hey, skip conversations because we're gonna talk about this next week. You was not getting away with that bold ass statement. So
I said for me.
No,
not
even for you, I don't give a fuck. I ain't fucking
So I would know where your bottle was. What was the greatest before that, so I can just kind of get an understanding where he's coming from. What was like, this beats out that.
I've really been trying to actually.
I know y'all like Black Panther niggas and shit like that. So
I'm a movie head. I just love movies.
Yeah.
It don't matter what the fuck it is. Like I'm going to see Super Mario Bros. With my son.
That might be one for the kids.
Yeah, I'm going to see that. I'm going to see. I gotta go see Shazam. I'm just a movie head when it comes. I will go to the movies by myself. I don't care.
Yeah, that is my favorite part. I love the movie theater experience.
Yeah, me too. Still all the movies.
I was trying to come up with a list. I couldn't think of anything in particular, but I know that in these action sequences, I was like, man, that's so raw. That's so dope. I've never verbally watching a movie. Well, I'm gonna say never.
So you say this shit gonna give me? Is this the last one?
I don't know.
I don't know. Buddy, what's his name? Maybe that's why they put it out early. Cause it was supposed to drop in May. What's his name? Played in the Wire, black dude.
He died. He passed away.
Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they put it out early. I don't know.
Let's just talk about it next week. Let's get it next week. Because I really want to dive into that. That's a nice comment. I want to dive into
this. This makes more of a conspiracy for me. But go ahead.
I've never, I don't say never, maybe one other time watching a different movie. I'm not sure which one it was.
None of the Fast and the Furious.
Oh my.
Especially when they
was in space.
Especially when they was in space.
None of the Expendables.
Nope. No. There were some points where I was like, all right now. But then other times, most times, like 99% of the movie, I was like, man, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. And it takes a lot.
I'm amped, man. I didn't know that shit was coming out.
To me, it was.
I'm disappointed in y'all.
But you don't like movies like.
I don't like movies. I don't like wasting my time on bullshit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If it's like y'all niggas got me watching, what the fuck with the Woman King? Well, we 14 minutes. I said, turn this shit off, boy. I said, my wife was sitting down and watching. She said, oh, you turned it off around the same time I did. That's how I know.
Shout out to Miss every day.
Yeah, let's do that with some bullshit.
That's how you know you married your soul.
Yeah, man, because it's like, come on, bro.
How y'all turn up at the same time?
Yeah, around the same time. Yeah, it started getting real, anyway, alphabetish, but go ahead.
So, another thing that that happened kind of during my week, I was watching A Different World.
Okay.
I started watching A Different World.
So from the beginning?
From beginning.
Okay.
Coming up on season 2. Yeah,
Where's it at though? Where's your show?
HBO Max.
Okay. But when you go back, because we watched a lot of that stuff when we were really young, so we didn't understand. We understood, but we didn't understand all the way fully. When you go back and you watch a lot of that stuff now,
She called you Low Key Day.
low-key, baby.
She called him Low Key Day. I have with. Oh, she roasted. She said I have with the late. She was like. It's just funny to me then.
But no, when you go back and watch all these old things, it really make a lot of sense to you, and you laugh even harder than what you did before because you know all the jokes, the dirty jokes. You get everything now about it.
One thing that I think that I missed out on was the college dorm experience.
Yeah.
I want to make this clear. I don't think I missed out on college itself. The college social experience.
It's a fact.
The
dorm, the parties, the frats, if that's the frat, the social experience of college.
Cause I had a good time in college. The brief time that I was there, it was quicker. That's how I know. If I would have went to like HBCU, it probably would have been a problem.
You probably would have moved out of Chicago. Because it's normally like every time you go to a college that's out of state or something like that, you end up going and staying because you started to like that city or that town so much. You move somewhere close to that town or that city. It's not too far away from there where you start living and you kind of start your life. Especially if you find a girl or something that you like too.
And that was the whole thing. Also, it's like to be honest, I don't want to stop your point.
No, go ahead.
But I wanted to go in. Different World is actually one of the reasons why it kind of making you want to go to college. So I wanted to go to the Howards and the Morehouses and FAMUs and shit like that. I wanted to explore those, and Clark Atlantas and stuff like that. But
Hey, Napson, how you doing?
Sister every day, what's going on? Sister every day.
You got the whole everyday crew in here.
What you call it?
But I wanted those experiences with more, people that look like me. Just because, in high school, I went to school with majority white people. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's not like I didn't have interaction with black people in daily life. I just wanted that in college experience. Being around the black college girls and shit. Really, that was it. But at the end of the day, it was a money thing. Money is really. It's like, okay, we didn't have, so I had to be more realistic, and I had to go to a community university, and at that time, they have them now, but at that time, they didn't have dorms. So, when I was left with what I was left with.
So, the first episode starts off with them going into, like, I think it was Denise, it's been a minute since I watched the first episode, but it was moving into the dorm. And I immediately was like, oh, man, this would have been dope. This would have been dope moving it, because I also flashed back to when I was helping my sister move into her dorm. Like, man, this is amazing. Like, this would have been,
my sister, I helped her move in. Napson Beauty, she went to UIC.
Okay.
She went to UIC.
So.
But I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, when you do that and you seen that experience, I think a lot more people need that as young adults. Because that helps you grow up. You can't just call mom and dad is just not 30 minutes, 40 minutes away. Your people is just not 30, 40 minutes away. You're forced to deal with situations and get them under control unless they like detrimental. Then you got to call home to get somebody to come in. So it helps you to grow up too while you're living on dorm and on campus and stuff too.
I think part of I agree with that. It does make you, if you have the mindset to.
Okay.
A lot of times when you're coming out of high school, you're still young. You're 17, 18 years old. You may not have the wherewithal to even kind of deal with certain situations.
Okay.
Right? So I think if you're not really, and this is why we have a college debt so high where, like people are $35,000. Average person is $35,000 in debt.
Okay.
Is because they don't have the parents there to kind of stay on them. Like, okay, my first year in college, right? I had classes from. I had this shit lined up like it was high school. Like, start at 8 o'clock in the morning, off by 12, right? So, and for me, it was bad because I was commuting to the school. So I would have to go to the northwest side, and I would have to commute to the school, and the car wasn't the greatest or whatever. And then from there, I would have to go to work and so on and so forth. So something like that, I think it's probably best if you could, if that child, unless they're really advanced, to go to a community college, a JUCO school, or something like that. Something where a junior college, for those who don't know what JUCO is, but something where a child can actually develop. See if it's worth spending your money. You know what I mean? See if this is worth spending your time, your money, your energy, or should you just go find a trade somewhere, or in general just go find a job, because you don't want to be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in debt and realize, you know what, I made a bad decision, and this is a debt that you can't take away. It will never go away, so it's gonna follow you throughout your duration in life. So, and I think that's important, So yeah, as a young person, is it fun? Is it new, exciting? Of course, because you're on your own. Can't nobody tell you what time to go to bed. You can do whatever, but you have to be responsible, and that's the whole thing. I don't think a lot of people are responsible, and I'll be honest, me at that age, being 18, 19, I don't think I was responsible enough, and that's why I ended up at the school that I ended up at.
Got a question for you though, right off the piggyback off that.
Can I?
Go ahead. No, I got. Oh my bad. I'm sorry. Damn, my bad. I'm
You forgetting buddy here?
Because me and you talk all day. We go back and forth all day. And Spaces.
Keep your question because I want to get into it.
Okay, yeah. It's a good one.
One thing that I'm noticing first, to the point that y'all already made, if you're gonna go to college, make sure that it's something you're studying something that's going to be long-term beneficial, right? That's going to be that's going to long-term affect society as a whole, right? Because I know somebody that was studying black and white photography, right? And literally within the year after getting his degree and graduating out of college, the digital age came out. So now his whole whatever money he owed, whatever money he paid is completely obsolete. It's
like for fun. Like he got a trade, or he had something that he learned, but it was just for fun.
Now it's like what you studied, what you all the debt and the money that you paid is a hobby now. Yeah. And he don't even do it anymore.
Because I wanted to, when I first went to college, my thing was journalism. I used to like to write. So I write a lot better than I can speak. But so I wanted to do that, but of course, it was changing, right? You had the digital age, so you didn't have like newspapers and things like that, and magazines, and so I had switched it to justice studies, aka criminal justice. So I wanted to be the police. So I was, I was gonna be a 5 ass nigga.
Gonna be right next to T.I.
I was gonna light that nigga up for on them firecrackers over the gate, burning shit.
Burning up porches.
I'm putting the case on all you niggas.
Hey, bro, that's a key, nigga. It be your own people. That's a key right there.
And I ain't know that nigga at the time. And he look like he did it, though.
He look like he did it.
He look like he did it,
though.
But I'm with you on that about, like, a lot of young people going to school and not, going into the careers that they go to school for. Like you were just saying, right? That's what you were just saying, right? Because I'm one of those people. I went to school for computer technology engineering, got a degree in it and everything, and don't do none of that shit. Not a damn thing, but I got the student loan debt, I'm paying that shit, paid that shit off or whatever. And I drive trucks. So, that was a good, and then I think, what is it? Christina said.
Read all that, boy.
So, JJ asked Christine, what do you like and what's your company? Christine Matthews said, Jolanda, I want some soul food. Queen Care, all natural body care products and life enrichment groups support black youth. More young people need to get into trades.
That's a fact, Christine.
Let's be honest, that piece of paper from college is just another way for society to either let you in the door or keep you out.
That's a fact. You spit the bars. Where you been at? Where you been at? You speaking bars?
That's bars.
Yeah, you speaking straight bars.
Hey, out there in Seattle, Joe, Seattle got a lot of it's kind of a tight knit black community out there, which is good because there's not a lot of them, right? I mean, you don't necessarily think like black when you think Seattle, right? Think about Starbucks and rain and shit. But like it's beautiful. You got to get out there. But that's one thing. Like they really pushed just black-owned businesses and we're out there. We got to stick together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I have noticed, especially watching her social media.
Yeah.
Is that she does promote that and take the young children out to visit different colleges and so on and so forth. So shout out to Cousin.
JJ asked Christine if you tried 6978 Soul Food. Christine said, ha 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 ha. We 6% black and declining because of gentrification and 100s.
Okay, because Christine just made what I was going to ask the question. Right now, as you going, you having kids or whatever, would you recommend or would you try to push your kids going to college, or would you try to push your kids to go and get in trade? I'm
gonna let Spacer speak since you don't have children.
So what would it do?
Oh, I'm the minority.
Yeah, so would you push your kid more of going to college, or would you push your kid more of trying to get a trade off the bat?
Does it have to be polarizing? Do I have to choose one or the other?
No.
Answer the question.
Okay.
You please.
So I would.
You can pick both.
It's really a both, but it's really me pushing them to. Okay, I would push them to go to college, but I'll push them to go to college and focus on something that's long-term beneficial to society. Okay. Worst case, if it just so happens that they can't figure out what that is specifically, then I would go into trades.
Okay, pause 1 second. Jolanda, I ain't gonna be with you on that motherfucker. Priscilla's on Roosevelt. I ain't gonna send Christine over there. I'm sorry on that one.
They be packed. They still be packed.
They be packed, but that shit not it.
Full of salt.
That shit not it. That Priscilla's on not it. It's not.
Yeah, that would have been every police guy.
Every police day.
Everyday police officer.
Everyday police day. So what would you do, Jay?
So I think you and we had spoke about this, and I think I would not only put them in trade, obviously is what you want to do, but I would suggest a trade, but not just have one, suggest two, right? Get into two trades, because if one ever goes down, then you have another one to support you, right? Because there's a guy that me and Maul work with, and he has two trades. So not only is he a truck driver, he's a carpenter, right? And I think he makes the bulk of his money doing carpentry work. So now, to support that trade, I think you should have some type of business, some business acumen behind you, where you can actually, work on maybe some accounting, some type of business, so you can actually run those companies that you're doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That you have, those trades that you have. Okay, now I have these trades, and now I have a business that I can run properly because I went to school for business.
Right.
I went to school for, I don't know, accounting or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can just have something, and you can have your hands in everything, just in case one industry falls and the other one rises.
Right.
So that's how I would look at it.
I'm gonna, after you, I'm gonna give a little bit more insight on what I'm thinking with this. Go ahead.
With the question?
Yeah, with the question you asked.
All right. I'm gonna go with, it all depends on my kid. If my kid has not been good with schoolwork, he's lazy, he don't want to do this or whatnot, straight trade. We're not gonna waste our money going to no college or nothing like that. You're gonna be staying with me anyway, but we're gonna go ahead and just put you in some trades. You're good with your hands, you're good with kind of following instructions of liking to see people what to do, but it all depends on if you're a kid. Because if you got a book smart kid, and if you don't, you got a kid that just he can see you do it, and he can do it even better than what you just did. Mm-hmm. You know your kid. Mm-hmm. So I would say it all depends on your kid. Now, if your kid can handle all that, oh my God, go ahead and put him in the trade school, do all that. You never can learn too much. So putting them in trade school and putting them in college would be nothing. But I will always look at my kid, and it depending on how my kid has been in school and all these years and all that time. That's what I look at.
For sure.
Yes, and that I forget who it was that I was talking to. They said one thing they are approaching with when it comes to their children going to college was finding something that is recession proof and robot proof. Because robots are taking over jobs like left and right. Like it started, like take Walmart for example. It started off with just a few registers. Then all the registers were occupied by humans. Now there's almost like I've been in Walmarts that were almost fully operated by the automated machines.
What's the end game for that?
Bro, I seen that in the gas station.
Yeah, they have gas stations that's fully automated
to reduce human error, to reduce payroll hours.
Okay, so eventually, right, we're gonna get to a point when you're doing all that, nobody's gonna have a fucking job. So who's gonna be buying from this shit? Are the robots?
Yeah, because you ain't gonna have no money to buy all this.
Yeah.
It's only so that the people that's not gonna have owned all this stuff. There's not gonna be a lot of people that own it.
You get rid of everybody in customer service and you have AI running it.
Yeah.
Okay, and you get rid of every cashier. I know they got little funky ass attitudes, but you get rid of every cashier, you get rid of every truck driver, you get rid of every waitress or waiter, right? Because they got the little waitress robot coming through there or whatever. Like, dude, it becomes like, who's gonna be paying for this?
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, I mean, is that their goal? And that kind of, I don't want to divert from the conversation, but is the goal to get rid of humans in general? Like, that's what it seems like, and that's maybe conspiracy thought or talk.
Christine, check that place out. I've been there plenty of times, and I've not been disappointed whatsoever. And I don't know how far away from it you are. I don't know how much you're trying, or if you're willing to travel or whatever.
Christine sounds like she got a good car.
She probably do. She out of town.
Yeah, she got good.
You get them rentals. You all over the goddamn. I know.
That's
ain't no matter what. And Jolanda, y'all can pick whatever y'all want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course you can pick. We'll read it out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm gonna be really unprofessional and go use the bathroom. Okay. I'll be right back.
I'll ask a question when you come back.
Sitting on my bladder, Joe.
I'm gonna probably have to get up in a minute too. I drink that water. That's why I'm really drinking
that's why you see me sipping it.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I've been drinking the water and I drunk. So I'm up. Drunk that motherfucker, all that goddamn caffeine and all that other stuff.
So, let's see, recession proof and robot proof. That's so real. The end game.
It's gonna be like Terminator out here. So yeah, you right, Christine. What would you pick though? What would y'all pick in the chat? Would you pick your kid to go to a trade school or go get a trade, or would you pick him to go to college? Let's see some of the comments.
Full university, at least 4 years.
Yeah.
Christine said, they got AI doing headshots now. I'm not gonna lie, my photographer doing headshots is expensive. I'll consider it, but then I'm like, dang, that's somebody's job. She's in a rental. It's gonna be like Terminator out here. Christine, really fair. Jada said, yep.
I'm trying to type it. Maybe we trying to get up there, man. We've been doing this for a minute, and we really starting to really dig in and really take it serious. We starting to get there.
Yeah.
So eventually we're all going to be like on live shots where y'all can join, y'all can talk to us for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to, have little panels and stuff. We can have these discussions.
Yeah, have a panel.
And get that. That'll be real dope.
Ooh, I'm down to do that. It's just, I just want to, if we're going to I just want to be able to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just come up here and like just.
No, we ain't no ignorant shit. We never get no hood shit. No, we can't do that. But I wanted to tell you too. I'm really fucking with your mans.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Bro, he was starting coming on my thing. I don't care who you is. I don't agree with you 100% with a lot of things. Right. You know that. I don't agree with 100%.
Yeah.
But your boy be on point. And your boy still in our shit. I think you gave him our shit and he ain't give us credit for it. When we said shaming, they just had this panel 2 days ago about shaming. And when did we talk about that?
Oh, we've been shaming motherfuckers from the beginning.
Shaming and judging.
I told you, I'm about that.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah, I'm with that.
As a matter of fact, let me see if I can.
I'm with that, but I'm really fucking with him though.
Yes, man.
I'm not gonna even lie to you. Like, I'll be sitting up here like this nigga, and he be having me laughing. Cause one dude got mad and said, "I'll beat your ass." And that's why I just started laughing. I'm like, fam, no, you're not. Right? No, you're not, bro. Cause he was getting emotional. It's like from what I saw, the little clip that they showed me, he had something backed up and beefed up about something, so he started projecting that pain.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
he looked at like, motherfucker done discredit you all your life. You finally get on here, speak your opinion, and somebody else discrediting you, and it triggers you because everybody been discrediting you kind of for your whole life.
Yeah. So, IVR7, what's good, bro? How you doing?
What's going on?
My kid would do trade school unless his passion for college is backed with a legit reason.
Oh, I'm with you. I feel you.
Yeah.
You said that.
IVR7.
IVR7, I'm with you on that, bro. Ain't no wrong answer in that. You gave a good reason right there. I like that.
Hey, Rob just hit me a message and said he finna go to New Star. You get it popping around here.
Hey, we said that. We talked about that already.
Christine said, listen, my son is 29. I sent him to school. He ain't make it through. Then I felt like I should have pushed the trade, but then he's helping with the fam business. Now I guess it worked out.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah, that's I got no problem with that at all.
Like I say, there's no wrong answer in that, but I look at it like you gotta just know your kid. That's how I look at it. If you know your kid, you know if your kid gonna take this through that. You know if your kid is good with their hands, and you need to put their hands to work. They got so much energy. I know you need to get to work now.
Yeah, indeed.
You need to start saying, man, you need to get your house. You need to get to work now, right now.
And first of all, I like to appreciate you guys for engaging in the comments.
Yes.
Going crazy, so we do appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know. Hit that like button. We only got one of them shits, though. Can you?
Okay, so let's get to the. We've been talking about. I had this topic we've been talking about, and I know we talked about it, but we never went like all the way deep dive into it, right? And this came from. I was looking, sometimes you be just strolling. I'm not on social media like I used to be. I'm signing all my accounts, and these guys know that I have not been on social media in a long time. I might have dipped and dabbed inside there to see something. But I signed right back out, and I have not been on there since last year, August almost. Mm. So it's going on almost a full year right now. And I be strolling through YouTube sometimes, and I be looking at the shorts, right? And I just always come across stuff where, and it's a question is, has social media ruined everything? And what I go by and why I say that is, I'm looking at a clip, right? And it's about a dude who's playing basketball. He crossed one person over and he made a bucket. He started going berserk like they won the championship. He doing all this, holding his gun up, shooting people in the head with his fake gun, doing all this crazy shit. Celebrating like he just won the championship. He get another play, he do the same thing, he go crazy again. Then I keep going, another person, get a good trade on stocks, I'm in the stocks too. Get a trade or something, made a couple M's. He's celebrating, he going crazy. No, he didn't make a couple M's, he made a couple dollars. He going crazy. But it's the simple fact of ever since kind of social media came along, and Jerry, they say this all the time. We always trying to party and we ain't get shit. We always want to party. We always want to celebrate. What have we done as a people? We have not done shit. And we sitting there celebrating. We sitting there studying party. No, nigga, stop partying, get back to fucking work. We have not done nothing to party about. So that's why I say, has social media ruined everything? Because after every play, it's basketball. I don't even like watching basketball and sporting events no more. Because every time a person shoot a three, they sit up here jumping around beating chests and not even getting back on defense. Every time you do any little thing, like you get a fancy car or something that you got a motherfucking $1,500 comment on a motherfucking Charger that's a 2009 with a Hemi in it, 250,000 miles, nigga, you paying $1,500 over the course of 7 years. With an interest rate of 34. But you celebrating because you got to charge it and put it on the internet.
Right.
So, has the internet kind of ruined everything?
You want to go first?
Has it ruined everything? Not the internet. You talking about social media?
Social media. I'm sorry.
So I don't think social media has ruined everything. I think it's just basically social media is a social experiment, right? So I think it's the people that use it, and like everything in society, we don't know how to control ourselves.
Okay.
So it's an overusage.
Okay.
Like when Facebook was only restricted to basically people who went to college, you didn't have that over usage. You see, you didn't have everybody. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
You know, what was that, 03, 04? That's the MySpace era.
Because everybody was on MySpace.
Everybody was on MySpace and your Black Planets and things like that. That shows you how far back, right? And how far we've progressed.
Black
But,
Planet.
so I think it's really a social experiment to see and really to draw attention or keep attention away from whatever else is going on in the background. It's up to you. Like, you know, let's use food for an example. If we use food for an example, it's up to you to, you know, regulate how much sweets and shit that you eat. Is it the sweets problem that you're doing it? No,
My life it is. I ain't taking accountability for that.
Okay,
Them
well
sweets
then-
be calling me, but they be on my ass.
But for everybody else, you know what I mean?
It's not my fault.
The kind of
Right.
Facts, that's exactly how it be. If he calling my name, I be trying to be calling my name.
But for everybody else, it's like, okay, the you know, you're responsible about your intake of different foods and things like that. So you're responsible about your intake as far as, you know, what you consume on social media, or as far as not just what you consume, but what you also put out there.
Right.
Right? So you got to be held accountable for that. So do I think social media is the issue per se? No, I think it's a character thing. I think it's a psychological thing, and probably a social thing in general. You know what I mean? That we're all into this. So in general, I just think that I don't think it's really you know, social media is the problem. I just think that a lot of times a lot of people are lacking things at home that they need that gratification, that real quick gratification as far as likes, and they need the what do you call it?
validation.
Validation. You know, they need validation and all these things to, you know, help them move on every day. That helps them. Like when they took away likes, but people was going fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So I mean, unfortunately, like it's just like any drug. Right, that dopamine goes up when you get that like.
Yeah.
You know, that dopamine goes up when you get new followers and friend requests.
Yeah.
So I think it's just another drug that people have allowed, instead of, you know, fighting that drug and you know, if you smoke a little weed or whatever, it's whatever. You drink a little alcohol, it's whatever. But you become dependent on this.
Right.
And so to me, social media has become a drug. So is the drug the problem? No, it's you. There's something about you that is making yourself dependent on that. So I think that's the bigger issue.
Danny said, gang with two crying with laughter emojis. What's up, Danny? How you doing? JJ said, I'll back them up if they decide to go to college, but I'll also have a talk with them to have a backup. Which is their trade. Okay, so college first, then trade for you.
Okay. That's good.
Whatever gives them an opportunity to succeed, and if all else fail, what? That's literally what you said.
No, she said type one.
Christine said the legacy, which should already be taught. Okay. So go ahead, Mar. I'll go next. God dang it!
I asked the question. Remember?
Okay, you're right. I think social media. Has social media ruined everything you said?
Yeah.
No, I don't think social media has ruined everything. I think social media is a reflection of what's already been going on. Because stunting is not anything new. Because when I jump back and I think about old videos,
Lil Wayne stunting like his daddy,
right? And that in particular was during the social media age in the up. Yeah, as it was progressing, right? But when I think about like music videos, what are they doing in music videos? Stunting. I think, and the more I have conversations with people from the previous generations, the more I see that they are. If social media was around during their era, did the same. They would have did the same exact thing.
Peacocking has been around since antiquity.
But ain't this kind of like out of sight, out of mind?
That's the way. That's the point you were making when you said people like they'll, let's say, come up big on the stock.
Yeah.
First thing they do is go to social media and try to brag about it, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I would prefer things be handled when people come across success. Like, don't let people know how you're moving, right? So, I'm cool with you, like, certain things you come up like when you're on vacation or something, like you post pictures about that. But the money phone, Like the money, all like, come on, man. People just trying to give off a perception of something that's not real, because we hear it on all these different platforms that we listen to. People come to social media portraying a lifestyle that is completely opposite to what it really is. I'm talking like they'll have this money all across their body, but it took them 4 months to save that money up.
No, it's from Amazon. They sell that. Fake
What?
Money. They sell fake money on Amazon.
Go on Google. Matter of fact, go look at it on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm finna pull up Amazon right now.
Fake money.
They sell fake money on Amazon, man. So, Christine says social media is a beast and can contribute to the decline in the mental health, especially for young people. Example, trying to live up to something that might not even be real.
That is a fact. A lot of people out here studying, like, people don't really realize how many people.
You see the fake money?
Yeah, I see the fake money. I'm laughing at JJ's comment.
How many people are really out here studying that really don't have no fucking money?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, for real, they do not have it like y'all think they have it.
$13 to get
$13 to get 300 pieces.
They don't even call it they call it pieces.
Like, bro, it's really crazy out here that people be studying like this stuff.
Monopoly money.
That's what I'm saying. And for me to answer, I think it did, bro, because it's like everybody's looking for everybody validation on everything when you should be looking at validation from yourself. You shouldn't be worried about what the next person doing. And I understand, I get it. I think all of us do it. Like, people won't probably admit to it, but I know if you've been on social media and you look and say, damn, man, I work all this fucking hard and this nigga got this. But then, for you to have sense in yourself and for you to have the sense of awareness, you be like, why the fuck am I comparing myself to him? I don't know what the fuck you did. Yep. Like, that's how you can know you hold yourself accountable and how much you believe in yourself. The first thing coming, you might say, oh, this nigga got this, he got this, he got this. But then a second go by, and you like, why the hell am I comparing myself to him? Right. Like, I don't know all his hard work he did to get whatever he got, even if he do have it. I don't know what he did to get it. Mm-hmm. And then you look back at your own shit like, bro, I used to be right here. Now I'm right here. I'm moving in the right direction. I might ain't move. It's a saying. I ain't where I want to be, but I damn sure am where I used to be.
Right.
That is one of the most true statements ever.
It's one of the biggest mantras in the gospel music or gospel proclamations. Like, I'm not where I ought to be. Yeah. I'm not where I ought to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be.
And that's a fact, though.
To Christine's point, just to tie it all together, she said it could be used. It could be used for a good tool, essentially, because her and I, that's how we linked up. Okay. Right? Yeah. So we linked up through Facebook and things like that. Yeah. And it's been history, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, I know we answered this question too. Mm-hmm. At what detrimental though?
And who's detriment?
Yeah. Who detriment to, like? I know it has a lot of good things. Mm-hmm. But does the good things overweigh the bad ones?
No, let's take money though. Let's take money for an example. Okay. There's plenty of people that died for the love of money. Okay. Right, and of course you're not supposed to love money, right? But money has been the key issue on why people have died, right? Because they're fighting for $1. Uh-huh. So I look at money like, the social media. What do you think about that?
Wait, say it one more time. Sorry. Say it one time.
That's how you do it, boy. You leave it in the question. Yeah. No, I'm saying money, just like you say, at whose detriment, right? Yeah. For social media. Right. What I'm saying is a lot of people have died from, or it's been detriment. Money has been detrimental in general for society, right? Because people have done a lot of heinous things behind that, or are trying to chase the money.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in that same vein. It's like, okay, there's always going to be something that is going to hurt society. It's going to help society, but it's also going to help society. It's like that.
Hurt.
It's like the jab. Okay. Or jabs prior to, you know what I'm saying, situation, right? But you had certain things like the cure malaria and so on and so forth that would actually probably hurt people, but it also in the long term or in the long run it would help people in general. So, I mean, something like social media is a controllable though, right? It's something that you don't necessarily need. So I think in order to, you have to be accountable yourself. Just let me, like you've been doing. My bad. Like you've been doing. You've been limiting your access to social media. You can't be responsible for what everybody else doing in this world. We just having bloopers out here. I'm hitting phones, but you can't be responsible for what everybody else does.
So when it comes to the money aspect, right? That's one thing that a lot of people try to put up as an argument as a benefit for social media, right? When you factor in, when you really come with, that's an easy argument, I think, because if you just leave that at the surface, then of course you'll see people, okay, cool, people are making money from social media, right? Number one, as we just expressed, people aren't making as much money on social media as they try to make it out to be, right? That's part one. And then part two, the absolute overwhelming majority of people that use social media are either losing money from social media or not making money from social media. Most of it is for leisure use. So that's not even an argument to me. That actually segues into something that I wanted to talk about, but go ahead.
No, and then it's like, cause like, is it ruined? And then I sent this in the group chat too. I just sent it to you again, and it's like it said this. It said, yes, these celebrity power couples are both on their ground while giving relationship goals. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at all these people on here, right? And every couple on here, except for probably one. And I don't put my relationship in the relationship of anybody. But why the fuck would you want to be like any relationship that's on here? Like, why are you looking at social media to get relationship? And you talking about a power couple. Most of these ain't even no power couple. It's one side that's winning their relationship.
Right. Send me the original link. You got the original link?
No, I don't got the original. Because I ain't on social media, so I can't do that. But it's just the simple fact of we look to social media to tell us how to act, how we should dress, what we should drive, what we should go do, who we should do it with, who we should hang out with, how we should it's just social media just tell us how to do everything. Especially if you're not a strong-minded person, to get off there and to have your own mind or your own thoughts. And when you look at a video or something on social media, right, you go to the comments, you hear everybody agreeing on one thing, but then you have that one person be like, no, that's not it, and then you have everybody attacking him because he thinks different.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
And it's like, bro, we just social media, just to me, it's just kind of like, it did more harm than it did good. Even though it probably got a lot of people rich, it probably did. It probably did a lot of things for a lot of people, but to me, it did more and fucked more people up. More people are more sensitive now.
Yeah.
You crack a joke on somebody, they ready to go probably delete themselves, or they already having problems, and then you got a person that you don't have no clue where they at, what they doing in life, get you so mad and so upset because they said one thing about you. Everybody's skin is so thin now.
Yeah. I mean, that goes with what Natural Beauty just said. And social media is making people antisocial in the real world as well.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's
so
a fact.
then, you scroll down a little bit further, and social media has replaced, this is what Cuzzo said. She said social media has replaced kids literally playing outside. And that kind of goes with, kids watching the Twitch and, all that type of stuff. It's like, hey, kids, they don't even play the video games no more. They watch other people play video games. Like, damn, how lazy is that?
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, you used to be ostracized for playing video games, and you were lazy because you played video games. And now how lazy is it to watch a motherfucker to play video games?
And telling them what to do. You do it yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you trying to save money? Like, I want to just watch them play it.
So I'm going to go back into some comments because I missed a lot of them. JJ said, press the goddamn button with rolling with laughter emojis. I'm pulling up. I don't have time for this. It's Sunday. I had a lot of mimosas. So I might read some ones that were mentioned before, but I'm catching up. Christine Matthews said, on the other hand,
how you study reading all that shit. I'm sitting up here squinting. Sometimes it's blurry, sometimes it's not. And you just reading clearly. It's right. So eloquent, like, what the fuck going on? Like, I can't see.
On the other hand, social media is a great tool for business and can be used as great connections, basically, which I 100% agree with. Naps Beauty, social media is making people antisocial in the real world as well. That's one thing I wanted to expound upon a little bit, because I, for one, have noticed that I do that as well sometimes. Like when I was on social media a lot, and I would just literally, I've had days where I would just sit for hours scroll.
Well, I'll let you go. I got one where you fuck around and take a 20-minute bathroom break and turn to 2-3 hours, boy.
And then your legs fall asleep.
Yes.
That sounds like I was on.
Ice cream thing is.
That sounds like
How my ice cream thing is. Yes.
BD social media.
Yeah, because I noticed that when I would hear people on whatever it is that I'm listening to say social media is making people antisocial, and then after scrolling for hours, you know, on different days through social media, I get into a social setting and I'm antisocial.
Yeah.
So that's 100% true.
What was kind of cool? Oh, not necessarily cool about it, but you remember at first video games were, you know, primarily directed towards the male audience, right? And what they did, what social media did, is incorporated certain kind of video games to bring in the female audience. So you had that Candy Crush saga. You had these little things where, you know, women kind of play a little different games. So they like to play Sims or something with food where you're baking something and you're running. Like my wife used to play these shits all the time. And you know, they incorporate that. And now they have they've garnered your attention. You know, that female attention. And so now everybody's just mind is just all over the place. It's like nobody can be out with their phones down. Everybody, you know, it's like you're gonna miss something on Facebook or Instagram, and it's like put that shit down from time to time.
Or right, we can be out. Say we can be out enjoying a moment or whatever. It's always people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't.
Hey, I'm like, bro, enjoy the moment. We're here for a moment. We're not here. If we fuck with everybody, like you always see me say this. If we fuck with everybody, they will be here too. Evidently, we don't fuck with them. So why do they need to see what we are doing?
Right. And it's a matter of exclusivity too. Like I think one of the things that cause people to have longevitous relationships, and that's like marriage, that's friendships, and all that stuff. It's because they had that. You can call it FOMO, fear of missing out. Like it's really like people get interested in certain things because word of mouth. They had to experience things by word of mouth. Yeah. They had to. Now you can go live.
Yeah.
And whoever's watching you would basically be there with you. There's nothing left to the imagination. That's one big thing that
which is cool though, because I mean, look at us right now. We're live. You know what I'm saying? That allows us to interact with the people.
But we're talking about subjects and we're interacting with people.
But it's still part of social media.
It is.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I know contrarian. We ain't got Stogie here, so he on contrarian. He won't go contrarian.
But I can't knock it. I can't even say that.
I mean, like I say, I think, you know, you just have to, it's like having ice cream. You know, I compare it back to food. Like, should you be eating ice cream every day? Right, no. But every now and then, you deserve a treat. You know, and if you could treat, or if you can use social media like that, where every now and then you use it as a treat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be nothing wrong with it. But you shouldn't let ice cream take over your life. Like, every day I got to eat ice cream.
Yeah, I can do that.
You know, so.
You'll be on the toilet a lot.
So, Christine Matthews said, after Naps and Beauty's comment, she said, so true, some people can't even function in the world